Fun fact, for each episode in my notes, I have a little word to help remind me what happens in each episode. Like, for Volume 6, Episode 5, it's Neo. My code word for this episode is just boring. Truly, nothing happens here. We just get Ironwood all caught up on the plot and wrap up the politics thing, which is really pointless to spend so much time on with this plot point anyways. Not only does the election not do anything major for this volume, but Ironwood enacts martial law and throws away the idea of the council immediately at the start of next volume. The only part of the politics plot that was actually important was Watts turning off the heat. But like I've said before, they could have written a better way for Watts to get access to it. He's an ultra hacker extraordinaire. I don't think rigging an election was the easiest way to do this. Like, from a narrative perspective. But while we're on the topic of the politics plot, it's finally time to address Robyn.
Yep. Still here, everyone.
Robyn and the Happy Huntresses are completely wasted in this story. Narratively, the writers did nothing right with these ladies. First of all, the infamous hole in the wall. That's the thing Robyn's all worried about. Presumably, this might be it, but we can't confirm this because, despite being the central point of Robyn's political stance, it's never shown to us. That's dumb. That's a dumb thing to be so worried about. Literally, last volume, we watched Weiss create a giant rock shield in seconds. She, or anyone else with seemingly one vial of dust, could have easily patched a hole in a wall. It's dumb Ironwood refuses to let go of one single dust vial to fix this wall. It's dumb that Robyn only blames Ironwood. There's 2 other council members. Robyn and Jacques are pissing themselves over Ironwood, but why don't they ever address Sleet and Carmilla? Why doesn't the story address Sleet and Carmilla? To properly do a political election plotline, they should have laid out the full intricacy of the council and how it functions. But because they don't, it makes it all feel pointless. Nothing more than narrative contrivances. Bouncing back to Robyn specifically, we should have seen her using the resources she's stolen. We see them steal whole cargo trucks of dust, and Ironwood says this isn't the first time she's done so, but where are those resources going? Like I said, one dust vial could have fixed the wall. So what's the deal here, Robyn? You know what could have been a much simpler and better option for this volume's political narrative? Get rid of the dumb hole-in-the-wall idea and just make Jacques the bad guy. After all, Robin Hood steals from the rich to give to the poor, and who's more rich than the Schnees? Ironwood closes the borders and does his embargo. Jacques, in retaliation, limits or rescinds dust trade, which would disproportionately affect Mantle more than Atlas. Suddenly, there's no dust, or at least not a lot of it. What a unique situation for the folks of Remnant to deal with, right? Everything is powered by dust in this world. Their bullets are made with dust, their lights, their appliances, their heat, everything that makes life comfortable. This would naturally start sowing the seeds of discontent. Then Tyrion and Watts just add more on top of it once they start murdering folks and freaking people out. Jacques refuses to sell dust until the embargo is lifted. Ironwood, using the military's stock of dust, wouldn't be too bothered to open the gates up. He has the dust he needs to finish Amity, which, in his mind, takes priority. This would be a better excuse for the girls to not trust him or agree with him right from the start, too. It would definitely a better reason to convince Yang and Blake to work with Robyn, given their backgrounds. It would be an easier concept to imply what Robyn is doing with all the dust she's been stealing. When we see her stealing an entire cargo truck, it would be implied that she's then distributing it out to the people of Mantle to help them with their appliances and home care and everything. But when there's only a hole in the wall, and we see her stealing things but not fixing the hole in the wall, it just makes it seem like she's hoarding resources for herself. Because the hole in the wall is just silly. It's silly and hard to take seriously because it just doesn't make sense with this world. Sometimes I swear the writers will need a narrative plot point, come up with a random idea, then put no effort into actually making that idea work with the world or characters. The writers just didn't care about this as an actual plot point. It was just a throwaway excuse for there to be a reason someone else would campaign against Jacques. Jacques rigging the election was the actual plot-relevant thing. They just needed some other person to be his opponent and half-assed a concept they clearly didn't put any thought into. Making Robyn and the Happy Huntresses as characters suffer in the long run. Anyways, back to this episode. The best part is this line from Weiss.
Jacques Schnee, you're under arrest.
Can I do that?
It's maybe the funniest line delivery in the whole show. When Weiss is funny, she is funny. Perfect timing and everything. The worst part of the episode? Robyn's line delivery here.
I had nothing to do with
It's not just the line itself, it's the flaccid animation accompanying it. She's acting like a theater kid who always wants to be the center of attention. It's already hard taking her seriously as a character, but stuff like this just further makes her look lame. This is the third worst episode. I know I spent all of this talking about the politics plotline, but that's just because there's nothing to actually say about this episode. It's just boring, and it's kind of pointless. But now that it's over, we can get back to the good stuff for the volume's final episodes. Hooray!
Don't you share your manga with your friends?
Oh, you don't have any manga.
Why don't you borrow some from all the friends you have?
Thank you so much for watching. I'm posting a new RWBY episode review every day for the rest of this month. My beautiful patrons get the next episode a day early. If you want to be ahead by an episode, get all my other reviews early too, and vote on upcoming video topics, consider becoming a patron. I would really appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun, I know I am, and I will see you tomorrow for the next review.